Hello and welcome to Dotnet with Sikhen, and our today's topic is constructor, default and parameterized. Constructor. So what is a constructor? A constructor in CSharp is a special method of a class that runs automatically when an object is created. It is used to initialize the object's data and it has the same name as that of the class. It does not return type, even void also, and it can be overloaded. So here you can see I have created one car class, and then there is one default constructor, that is the car. So basically, as we know, like this is a special method. How can we know like this is a special method? Because we have this parenthesis, right? So this is a special method because it does not have the return type. Normally we have, or we should have, a return type of a method, and it has the same name, right? So the class name is car, so the method name is also car, so it is a constructor, right? And it can be overloaded. I will show you how we can overload it. So yeah, so let's flip to the Visual Studio and we'll see in action. So yeah, same car class I have created here, and then you can look at it. There are different constructor here. So first one is a default constructor, like public car, and then we have the parenthesis and we have initialized it, right? So basically constructor is used to initialize the data member. So here there are three data member: color, model and year, and we have initialized it here internally. So whenever we create a new object without parameters, then by default the color, model and year will be like this, and later on you can even override it, the color, model or year. And these two are the parameterized constructor. So here you can see there are in this constructor we have three parameters, and in the below constructor we have two parameters, right? So in the first one, you can see I have assigned all these three data members with the respective parameters, right? For color is equal to color, model is equal to model, and then year is equal to year. But in the second parameterized constructor, we have assigned only color and model, and the default year I have kept it 2000, right? So this is the constructor. And in main, how we can create the constructor, right? So this is the default constructor. So when you write car Toyota equal to new car, then automatically it calls the default constructor. So this one is gets called, right? And you don't call it, right? So when you declare like this, then automatically this constructor or the default constructor gets called. And here you can also override it like color, model and year. So the default color, model and year are, we have unknown, generic and 2000. But at the same time, if you want to uh, if you want to overwrite it, then you can overwrite it, otherwise it will take the default one. And we have the display engine and then start engine, right? So there are two methods here. So this is about the default constructor. And we have parameterized constructor. So in the parameterized constructor, you need to pass the value in the functions method parameters, right, as an argument. So these are the arguments and you have provided, so it will call automatically the parameterized constructor, right? And then we have the display info and a start engine, so it will print the information accordingly. And we have one more thing, like yesterday or in the previous video we have discussed one of the issues, like why do we need that reference variable to print anything, right? So here you can pass the when you create the constructor, or when you create an object, at that time you can pass the value and then you can call the method directly. But here also you need two calls, means two objects, right? So and then only you can print display info and start engine. So at least you need two uh, objects here. But that is again, we are talking about the two different objects, right? It should be only one. So here I have created one more thing, that is the using chaining of the methods. So here I have created one object, and then we have changed the, or you can say like we have made the chaining of the methods like display info and start engine, right? So how can we make it as a chain? So this display info, if you look at the return type, that is the car. So basically this display info returns itself, right? And in the same way we have written this start engine also. So what does it mean? So there is only one object, and that object is used to call this display info, and that object itself it used to call the start engine method also. So I'll show you like how it is implemented. So let's look at this start engine and then display info methods. So here in this start engine method we have written the class car itself, right? And here you can see the return this keyword is used, like return this. So when we say this, it means the currently executing object. So inside this car class the object will be the car object, right? That is the meaning of the this currently executing object. So here we have this object, right? And then we have called this display info method. So the object is this one, new car red x5 2024, and using this object you can call this a display info as well as with this start engine with the same object. Okay, so let's put a breakpoint here and see the result one by one. Okay, so if you press F11 in this place, then it goes to this default constructor automatically, and you can see it is initializing the value, right? And then we have the Toyota car here, and you can look at it, the values like color, model and year we have unknown, generic and 2000, that is the default initialization, but you can override it here also like I am doing here, and then you can call this one, so display info. So now you can see color, model and year will be displayed. So color red, model Camry, and then year is 2003 will be displayed, and then it returns itself, right? But we are not storing that object, okay, because we know like we have Toyota already references we have created, so it is not required here. And then in the same way we have call this start engine also, right? So in this start engine we have color, model, engine started, and then it returns itself. So that is the case. This is all about the default constructor, and let's look at the parameterized constructor, right? So press F11, and then here you can see we have different values, right? You can see color, model and year. So color is blue, model is X5, and year is 2024. So basically there are three values here, and then you can assign this value to this data members, right? And then you can call this BMW dot display info. So again we have used the reference variable here, BMW, so it will automatically, or you can say like easily we can print the details, right? So that is all about the parameterized constructor. And then in this one, like using without chaining of the model, so we have two like we have two objects here, right? So let's look at this. So this is the first object, and then using this first object we are printing the method like display info, right? And again we are creating one more object here, right, with the same value, but there are two objects we have created, and we are calling this start engine method, right? So for this scenario we need at least two objects to display both the information, but in case of chaining we don't need both, right? So if you press F11, then it goes to this place, and then it assign it here, and then again if you press F11, then it goes to the display info, and it returns itself. And then because we have the object already, so you can call this start engine also, right? So now you can see, and in this way it prints the result, right? So this is all about the constructor, and here are the results. You can compare it, but yeah. So yeah, so using default constructor we have used the references here Toyota, and for the parameterized constructor we have used the reference variable BMW, and for using without chaining, so we have like we have created two instances or objects to cater the scenario, like to call the display info and start engine. And in the chaining one we have only one, but we have made a chain to call these two methods, display info and start engine. In this way it works, and I hope you understood this concept. So if you enjoy the series, then please do like and share it also with your friends. And if you have not subscribed it yet, please do it. Yeah, that's it for today, and thank you. I will see you in the next video.